Welcome to Season 6 at Leeds United, our first season with European football. As confirmed at the end of the last season and the last couple of episodes, we will be in the Europa League this year. I believe directly into the group stage as it happens. So I'm thrilled with that. Our pre-season tournament is going to get underway momentarily with Villarreal, Marseille and Al Nassr in our group, with the other half of the draw having Valencia, Ajax, Al-Ahly and Napoli in it. There's about £10 million available to be won, and we have about £80 million available to us currently. Now, that's the biggest starting budget we've ever had. We are looking to sell a couple of players. On the transfer list, I have Dalbert and Jack Clark, both of which we believe just aren't good enough and or are surplus to requirements here at the club. Now, Jean-Kevin Augustin still has his transfer request active. Now, there's been mixed feedback in the comment section. Some saying get rid of Augustin and replace him. Others saying he's been pretty good off the bench. We should continue to keep him at the club. I am unsure what to do. You can see there his valuation is close to £50 million. He does only have a year left on his contract, and I can't negotiate that because he's got a transfer request in. So if we're to sell him, we have to do it now, in this window, because he will go for free in the summer. And I don't think I'm going to be able to turn his morale around enough to be able to convince him to sign a new contract, but we'll wait and see. Just for those of you that were curious, this is Arsenal's sole goalkeeper, Matt Macey, 71 rated. Of course, last year we ended up playing against Arsenal when they had Maitland-Niles in goal, as Matt Macey was out with a torn hamstring, and they didn't have any other goalkeepers at the club. And Arsenal ended up finishing just 3 points above the relegation zone. Erling Braut Haaland, I will try my absolute best to bring into the club in this window. In fact, I'll try my best to get it done in this episode. So he will be our starting striker for this season. Now, I'm unsure what to do. There's been some calls in the comment section to keep Jared Bowen, thanks to his tremendous end of season last year, scoring some very important goals for us. And as you rightly pointed out, he does have finishing in the mid-90s. So he may well still be a very good squad player. Haaland will come in and start ahead of Marlon. Marlon will switch to the left-hand side. Alain Saint-Maximin will switch to the right-hand side. And Atal will be put onto the bench. Now, you can see here we have Achraf Hakimi, who has joined us. He will go into the starting lineup at right back, and Emerson will drop to the bench. Now, Tomori is currently away on international duty, but he will start instead of Vallejo there. And currently we have Vallejo and Riedewald as our rotation centre-backs, although Brandon Cooper is continually looking very, very good indeed. So at centre-back, I have Cooper and Riedewald, Vallejo, White and Tomori. I am open to selling Vallejo to bring in another centre-back, but we shall wait and see how things transpire. We put, actually, Augustin in at striker there for the time being. So I'm going to go and try and get Erling Braut Haaland in now. That's the plan. I'm open to another winger, maybe. I'm open to a centre-back, maybe. I'd only sign a centre-back, though, if we sell Vallejo. Now, obviously, as we tend to do, we've looked at the transfer list. These are 3 players that are available for transfer right now in this save. Callum Hudson-Odoi, £42 million, but he would be backup only. Remember that. Daniel James as well, also available in this save. Again, would be backup only. This is basically to replace the outgoing Jack Clark. And then Ruben Dias would come in. If we sign him, he would certainly start alongside Ben White. And then we'd have Tomori and Brandon Cooper as backups if Vallejo leaves. But well, to be fair, they're all relatively expensive. Haaland is the player I'm going to try and get done right here, right now. My chief executive reckons I could get him done for about £60 million, which would be remarkable considering his current valuation. I will offer them exactly his valuation and we'll see what they say, Borussia Dortmund, and what they'll counter at. I'm not sure. 59.7. They're not asking for too much at all. To be fair, I should probably just accept that straight off the bat, but if we could save £2 million, then it'll come in handy elsewhere. Agreed. Erling Braut Haaland is coming to the club. £130,000 a week is his current wage at Borussia Dortmund. I would expect him to want to sign for a similar wage, if not perhaps an increase in that. I'll try and sign him as long as possible, 5 years if he's happy to sign it, which indeed they are. No release clause suits me down to the ground. Now, if they'll give me an idea of what they want wages, I'd be thrilled. They haven't. He's on 130. I will offer him 120 plus a signing on bonus of £500,000, and we'll see what they say to that. And they agree straight away. Erling Braut Haaland is in. We have a new starting striker at the club. As we begin our European adventures, he will be heavily involved. Now, Dalbert will try and sell. Jack Clark, we're trying to sell. How much money has that left us at this stage? Just £20 million. Now, Jack Clark nor Dalbert are worth much at all. 7.5, 12.5. So I'm not going to be able to raise too much more through the sale of those two. What happens to Jean-Kevin Augustin is up to you. Again, as ever, thumbs up the comment that you agree with in the comment, or comments you agree with in the comment section, and leave your own. That way, the more popular suggestions will rise to the top. And also let me know whether I should or should not sell Viejo to sign another starting striker, or centre-back even. It's up to you. The decision is entirely yours. With regards to what the board want from us this year, the expectation supposedly in continental success is very low. Very low continental success apparently means win the Europa League. So that's going to be difficult in our first season at that level. Domestic success, again, they want top 4 and reach the final of the FA Cup. Of course, we won that competition in yesterday's episode. Financially, the long-term one, we have 2 seasons remaining to do that, and I'm pretty sure we'll do that if we've done 63% in one. Brand exposure, we've already done the side 1 crucial first-team player, and the shirt sales one is carried over from last year, unfortunately. And the prize money one, we are going to have to finish very high up in the Premier League, in the top 4, if we're to tick that box this season. Youth development-wise, we're not really fussed about that, so we basically have to reach the final of the FA Cup, win the Europa League, and finish in the top 4 in the Premier League. Easier said than done, but transfer budget increase. Yes, thank you. We carried that over from last year. Offer from Barcelona. Now, again, his contract is running out at the end of the year, Jean-Kevin, so I am going to have to sell him now if we want to sell him. Otherwise, he will end up leaving for free probably in January, unless we can give him enough first-team football with European games and, of course, domestic cup competitions that we're able to convince him to stay. I shall reject offers at this stage until I've had your feedback, but it is entirely down to you. Goalkeeper-wise, we're not changing. Wing-back-wise, we're not changing. Midfield 2-wise, we're not changing. Sanchez and Phillips continuing on. I'm going to have Doucouré at the club continually. I'm not going to sell him because squad depth is going to be important this year with all of the games we're going to have, extra games we're going to have, especially if we go long into the Europa League. So we're going to need the numbers. Might be a case this year of just trying to hoard players that we've already got, sign in what we can, and next year, when we get hopefully when we get Champions League football, have a massive amount of money to spend to drastically improve then. Might be a case of not really selling many now and bringing in as many as we can. We have been able to increase the club's worth. Superb. Well, that's one extra tick already acquired. What's my manager rating still? Unfortunately, just 66. See what we can do moving forward here. Ben White picked up an injury right at the very end of the last season as I was progressing into this new one on international duty with England. So he's out for another 6 weeks, which is fantastic. Erling Braut Haaland scored from the spot in the first game and has now scored from open play. Alain Saint-Maximin picks one up as well, and we look pretty solid. Picks another one up, the Frenchman, and we look very solid now for getting through to the knockout stages. Erling Braut Haaland grabs his second 2. I'm not sure how I'm going to get on with Haaland. In this save, I don't have his game face, but in the next save we do, I will. I'm pretty sure the game face hasn't updated for Haaland in this save because this save was started before his game face was added into FIFA I don't think I have the right mod added for his actual new game face via mods. But he scored in every pre-season game so far, so clearly Erling Braut Haaland is proving himself to be worthy of that price tag so far. Quick swig of water as we score a third through Jamie Shackleton. Everybody's going to come in handy this year, I think. Shackleton with another, actually, as we score 4 again. Bossed that group stage. Now, how much money did we earn from that? £2.7 million. I think it was about 10, I think, was available. Transfer offer for Dalbert, 9.5. I'm very happy to accept a £9.5 million bid for Dalbert from Ajax, considering he's valued at only 7.5 and he's 30 years of age. We have a number of defensive players that are on the fringes of the first team squad. The Phillipses, of which we have a number. The young Phillipses, obviously, not Calvin Phillips. And also Brandon Cooper, who's in the starting lineup at present, and a couple of others as well, like Tyler Wright, etc. as wingers. We're going to lose to Valencia here, though. Vallejo's missed a penalty for me as well. It's semi-final only in the pre-season tournament, unfortunately. How much did we earn from that? £3.1 million. Okay, fair enough. Well, we do have our first ever Community Shield to play in this season. Now, I'm going to... do I advance a little bit further? I might advance a little bit further, just see if we can get Jack Clark sold, see what happens with Dalbert. But I don't want to advance too far, in case anyone that you guys reckon that you'd like me to sign gets sold elsewhere. Superb. It appears we're going to get those deals done rather sharpish, provided Jack Clark can agree contract terms with Getafe. That'll be Ben White coming back from injury, I hope and pray. It's Emerson, in fact, coming back from injury. £30 million bid from Everton. Now, that is a very cheeky bid. No. Even if we do decide to sell him, he's not going for that. The board are coming to talk to me. Don't like discontent among the team, and we've agreed it would be better to sell him as soon as possible. The board want him to go. It depends what you guys want to happen, though. His negative morale might start to affect the rest of the team. Loan offer for Isaac Price. Still no confirmation whether Jack Clark has agreed contract terms. Obviously, Dalbert has gone to Ajax, so we've raised a little bit more money there. Jack Clark has gone as well. Great. So we can hold it there for today. We can show you exactly what we have available to us financially right now. Augustine's still transfer listed, but unsure as to whether he'll be sold or not. It's your decision. We have, if I can actually get it to go to the right tab, we have about £40 million currently, which is only really enough for, of the 3 players on my shortlist at least. Daniel James. Now, up top we have Haaland, and if we sell Augustin, then I'd certainly want another striker, and I'd disregard the other players on the shortlist. If we sell Augustin and Vallejo, then I'd look to sign a centre-back and a striker. But whether we'd have enough money to do that is unclear. But if Augustin goes, I certainly need another striker. Atal can play pretty much anywhere. Centre mid, we've got Shackleton and Doucouré, as well as Phillips and Sanchez. Tyler Roberts can drop deep. Atal can play in the centre and midfield as well. We don't have to worry about centre mid. Out wide, Marlon, Sam Maximat, Bowen, Atal. Tyler Roberts can play out wide if needs be as well. I don't think we need to worry about wide midfielders at this point, although I do have a couple obviously on my shortlist if you would like me to sign a new backup. But Jared Bowen currently stays at the club. Wingbacks we're fine, and goalkeeper we're fine. So it's either sell Augustin, sign a new striker, or keep Augustin, don't sign a new striker. Sell Vallejo, sign a new centre-back, or don't sell Vallejo and don't sign a new centre-back. They're the 2 options you have in front of you right now for this window. Now, if you would like me to do any of those combinations, then do leave your comments in the comment section down below and thumbs up others as well so that the more popular ones rise to the top. Erling Braut Haaland is in and will play his official debut in the Community Shield in tomorrow's episode. I will probably play City and Tottenham tomorrow and then we'll do Villa, United and West Ham after that and end the transfer window from there. At this stage, obviously, there are current playoffs going on and qualifying rounds for the Europa League, so I'm not currently able to see what my European group will be, but we'll find out sooner rather than later. And I am going to alter my training regimes. There are a number of players now that don't need training. Shackleton will continue to train. The keepers and Brandon Cooper will continue to train. That one I'm going to have to delete because Jack Clark's no longer with us. The tackling one, I'll keep doing that one. Passing-wise, though, I think everyone's good enough now, so I'm going to remove that one. And I might throw Brandon Cooper into another training regime, as well as a couple of other fringe players as well that we could perhaps improve in certain areas. But that is a particularly strong-looking starting lineup. That is a top 4 starting lineup. I need to finish in the top 4 this season at the very least. We shall see what happens. We were closer last year than we ever have been. We've made progression season upon season. Let's do that again. And with your help, we shall find out who we're going to sign next. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with a notification bell hit so you get notified when a video goes live. And I will see you at 3 o'clock tomorrow.